Hello everybody, my name is Sam Harrel. I'm an information officer with the Alaska Incident Management Team. This is our incident commander, Norm McDonald. We've been getting a lot of questions online about the tactics and the strategy that we're using as we're dealing with the Cedar Creek Fire out here in the wilderness area around Waldo Lake. A lot of people are accustomed in this area for the successful initial attacks that occur as we get closer into town in the 97 corridor. It's different terrain out here and a different fuel type than what we're experiencing out here. And so utilizing different tactics out here than what are out here, tell us a little bit about the strategy that we're using out here.
Yeah, so a few of the things we look at right off the bat is the fuel types, what it's going to take to work directly on a fire, around the fire edge. We look at the number of resources we have and what we're anticipating to get. We combine those two and look at what our best option is. What's our most highest probable area of success. So at a fire like this, where we do have limited resources, at least the type of resources we need, which is type 1 or hot shot crews, our strategy is more of an indirect model, which is along the 46 corridor. Gives us the best chance of success to protect the values that we've identified on the lakes and embedded in the forest. What that also does is still gives us a chance, if we get resources or a change in the weather, where we can change that strategy and go more direct. But right for now, with the resources we do have on scene, and we're expecting over the next several days, with the fuel types we have and the type of terrain directly on the fire edge, and that's about 36 miles of fire edge that we're looking at.
This fire edge just here is 36 miles.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So our best option is more of an indirect, using some existing barriers, tie in some of those natural barriers with the heavy equipment and the resources we have.
So we're kind of building a box to catch it because there's poor access for us to get in here, and without the proper resources to be on a fire line. And in this wilderness area thing, the dangers that we're facing are really tree snags, dangerous trees, hazardous trees. Snags are trees that haven't really fallen, but they're snagged or hung up on other trees. And any type of disturbance, any type of wind can bring those down and without notice. And unfortunately, each season, tree strikes is very, very harmful, very dangerous, and even fatal to firefighters. So we really need to be careful with where we are putting our resources.
And that's something we evaluate as part of that process, is just the risk that we're putting people in. And a lot of this line here, as Sam said, it's thick, dense fuel, heavy understory of dead and down. It's the type of, if you get fire activity, it's hard to move around in there. And as Sam mentioned, the snag potential is really high. So considering the fuel types, the hazards, the risks, the best way to mitigate that, give us the best chance of success is this 46 corridor, which is our focus. We've got areas where we're doing check line interior to give ourselves other options, but our primary line, we feel, is our most opportune line is that 46 corridor.
Given the weather, given the opportunities, we can still go direct. But right now, we're not seeing that window of opportunity.
And we're going to have a short term where we will get a window, but it's not long enough to give ourselves a chance to get in there and get a toehold and get the work done that we need to do to go.
The amount of work that needs to be done, the window's just not large enough. And we're kind of facing the same area as we talk about this corner of the fire down here too, same sort of issue.
And that's correct. And again, same issues. The lines we have looked at in there, just talking to our operations folks, people who've worked here for a long time. The probability of success on some of those hand lines that are in there in those ridges, they're a checking line, but they're not going to be our primary. So we're looking at other opportunities to box that in on that southern east. And we're working really closely. It's the Alaska team on the east and the Pacific Northwest 3 on the west side. And that's right where our zones meet. So a lot of good conversation going, the strategic process we're going through of where we'll work, how we're going to work together to have some success in that part of the fire.
And we are having firefighters scout and work and already start to prep areas down here, Odell Lake and such, just being prudent to be prepared for what may occur.
Yeah, just to be in front of it, and that's something we've done on the lakes up here, the resorts, those in-holdings, provided defensible space, worked around those structures, and we're doing the same thing in Odell Lake now, working with the Oregon State Fire Marshal. There's a task force of agents in there. We've got folks assessing and doing structure prep around those cabins. We moved a forward operating base or a site or a camp down by Crescent Junction. That gives us about another 100 firefighters down there. That'll have closer access, shorter commute times, longer time to work during the day. So we're getting folks strategically placed throughout the fire. So if we get a wind shift or any kind of weather, we got people right place, right time, be able to jump on this thing when we need to.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you being able to explain this for us so that people can get a better understanding of what it is we're doing out here. We want to keep you informed and educate you so that you know what we're doing out here. And every once in a while, we're just going to step into Facebook and share our knowledge with you and try and give you a little bit of education about what's going on here. Appreciate your time. As Ari said in our introduction up here, post your comments. I have a staff of information officers who are following social media through the day, and we'll respond to those questions as they come up. Thank you all very much.